Hello everybody! Welcome to another video from Coach Ojo with Profanis. There are many times where we have to develop a list of items, click an item and then navigate to the details page. What should happen when the user goes back to the list? Well, to have a better user experience, we should restore the last visited scrolling position. And this is what we will see in this video. So without any further delay, let's get started. This is the small application that we're going to work with, and as we can see here, we have the dashboard and we have the products. If I click the products, I have something like 50 products here. And if I click an item, let's say 38, I'm seeing this details page, and then either if I click the back button from the browser or this back to products, we're navigating and currently we are on the top of the list. This is not a good experience. Ideally, we would like the user to continue his scrolling. For example, if I am here in 23 and click the details, go back, I want to start my scrolling position from this point. So let's see how to accomplish that. Into this application, I have the application config and I have enabled into the router. Other than the routes, here I also have within memory scrolling, which is a provider responsible to restore the scrolling position. So let's see what kind of options do we have here. The options are for the scroll position restoration, and this is where we have to focus on, is disabled, enabled, and top. And if we scroll here, we can see that disabled, this is the default one, and does nothing. Scroll position is maintained on navigation, and then on top, and the other one is the enabled, restore the previous scroll position on backward navigation. So this is what we need. So let me close that, and here I will set the enabled. Now let's go to the browser to see what we have. As said previously, if a user, for example, from product 13, click the details page and navigates back to products, as you can see, we have the product 13 into the red circle, which was our last scrolling position. This is great, but we have a problem here, and the problem lies on the delay that we might have on the HTTP call. Before we see the implementation of the HTTP call, let's first see how Angular knows where to restore the scrolling position. I will open this one, and you know what? Let's go here into the provide router, and other than enabling this one, this provider, I will also enable one more, and this is with debug tracing. And now again, let's go to the browser to see what we have. And as we can see here, we have a lot of logs. So let's do the following. I will circle product 18. Let me clear everything here. And now I want to have here the page Y offset. And as you can see, this is 1056. Now let's click product 18, navigate back to products. And the last event that we have here is the scroll event. If we expand that, we can see that this is the option that we have to work. And the second item of this, which is the y-axis, is 1056, which was the last scrolling position when the user clicks the details page. This is very clever. However, the problem that we have here is the following. Like I said previously, let me go into the product service, and I will introduce here a small delay of, let's say, 3 seconds. Nice. So let's do the following. Again, I will circle product 18, I will click the details, go back to products, and we would expect to have product 18 here. But unfortunately, we do not. Despite that, into the scroll position, we have the correct position. And this means that we can take advantage of that. At first, what we have to do is to grab the scroll event from the router, and from that scroll event, we'll have to pick the position property. So let's do that. At first, we need to have here our router. So let's do inject our router. I will also inject here the viewport scroller, which will help us scroll into the desired position. So I will have here the viewport scroller equals inject viewport scroller. Nice. And now into the constructor, I will do the following. I want from this dot router, from the events, I want to pipe, and I want to filter a specific event. And this one is, no, it's not the navigation end, but I want to have the scroll event. And like we said previously, into the scroll we'll have this position. So let's grab that position as well. So here I will have my map, and I go on from this guy to grab the position. Let's have the correct types here. And this is scroll. And I have an error here, something with types. For now, I will set here any. What I know now is that this position will have the position that I need to scroll. Since I have that, let's now subscribe here and let's use this position. And we also make use of the viewport scroller. So let's do the following. This viewport scroller, scroll to position, and I want to scroll to that position. The problem with that one is that it might be an array with two different numbers, x-axis and y-axis. Otherwise, it might be null. So let's have also here this guy. And now let's see what we have. Let's go to the browser to see what is happening. And again, here I will circle product 18. I will click, I will go back to products, and we would expect to have the scrolling position to product 18, but unfortunately we do not. Perhaps there is a problem here, so let's do this. I will just console log the position and a way to see what is happening. Let's go to product 18 again, back to products, and as you can see here we have the correct position, despite that where we are on the top of the page. The problem with that is that we are applying the scroll to position before our data has been rendered. So we need somehow to wait for our data to be rendered. For that one, I will introduce here a directive. So let's do that. Let's import this guy here, and now we will do the following. So what we know is the following, that when this piece of DOM elements are being rendered to the page, this is the moment that we'll have the actual products in the page. So let's have here our directive, app restore scrolling, and now I will use here the view children, and I also have the option here to convert this guy to a setter. So let's have here a set, and I will just type the name restore here. It doesn't matter what kind of name we're going to use. And let's move this here, something like that. What I'm going to do is to have just a condition here. If the restore scrolling directive is there, then just do something. And this is where we're going to apply our logic. And this kind of logic, we will merge that somehow with this guy. And what we need to do is to have a decision point. Decision point meaning I want to know when my data had been rendered to the page. So for this reason, I will create here the should scroll. This is going to be just a behavior subject of Boolean, and the default value will be false. And then I will create the should scroll as observable. This will be my private one. So when the directive is visible, I want this should scroll next to true. Nice. So let's now use this information into this logic. I will add here just a switch map. And the switch map will grab the position. And I want to do the following. I want to grab the should scroll. And I also need to know if this is true or not. So let's have here a pipe as well with a filter Boolean. Something like that. And as soon as this is true, then I want again to have one more operator here. And this guy will be my map. And I will just want to return my position. So let's see what we have. Yeah, this seems to be correct. So we are grabbing here the position and we are switching to a different stream. And as soon as this is true, then we are returning the position. So let's go to the browser to see if this is actually working. Again, let's scroll to product 18 and back to products. And it seems that we managed to have a very nice implementation. So let's do that once more here. I will go to product 28. I will click back to products. We have to wait for a while until we get the data. And voila, we have product 28. Despite that this is a nice implementation, what I don't like is that this is not a scalable approach. Meaning, if I want to use the same implementation in a different place, then I would have, for example, into my users component.ts, then I would have to copy and paste this implementation. So let's give it a try and refactor this code to make it more scalable. So I will create into the services, one more service, and I will name that autoscroll service. So let's do that. Autoscroll.service.ts. And inside here, I will move some of our logic. So let's have them side by side. So let's move all of this logic into the newly created service. And I will create here just the init. And I will have this logic here. And this is going to be a private one. And of course, here I need to have my router and my viewport scroller. So let's have them here. And into my constructor, I will have to call the initialization. And now the missing point is, like we said previously, the decision point when we're going to scroll. And let's move this as well. I will have this here. This is my behavior subject. And this is my should scroll. I think that I made a mistake previously. This guy should be private and the behavior subject should be a public one. Now let's remove the logic from my products component. I will remove everything from here. I no longer need to have the should scroll. I no longer need to have this, nor the router, nor the viewport scroller. So what I need now to do is to use the autoscroll service. So I will go here and be like, this is my autoscroll service, inject autoscroll service. And now let's use this here. This dot autoscroll service should scroll next to true. So let's go to the browser to see what we have. And again, if I scroll to product 18 and I click for the details and go back to products, we would expect now to have the exact same scrolling position. And this is it. But again, I'm not that happy. And the reason is that we have this kind of directive here. And also we have this kind of logic here, which I don't like it that much. So let's refactor this even more. I will move this directive into a different file. So let me type the code a bit fast forward. So this is it. I moved the code from the products component into the restore scrolling directive. And then here I have just replaced this import, the location of the import. We expect everything to work as expected, but before we check it into the browser, let's refactor this as well. Do we even need to have this kind of logic here with the view children? I guess that we do not need to have this kind of logic. So I will grab just this line here and I will move to the restore scrolling directive. So all we have to do here is to implement the after view init lifecycle, and this will make sure that as soon as my directive has been initialized into the DOM, I will then can apply the restore scrolling. So let's do that. I will implement the after view init, and inside here I want just to have my autoscroll service should scroll next to true. So let's have the autoscroll service here as well. Nice. So let's now go to the products component and let's remove this logic. We no longer need to have this here. So we managed to return to the initial state of the products component in terms of code, which is neat. And at the same time, the only thing that we need to have here is this app restore scrolling. So let's go to the browser to see what we have. And again, let's scroll here, product 23, let's click and go back to products. And we expect to have product 23. And yeah, so we made it. A quick sum up on that one is that we have introduced the app restore scrolling. Into the app restore scrolling, we are sending a message to this service to start scrolling. And while we are here into this service, we have also grabbed from the router events, we grabbed the scroll event and specifically the position property, which has the x-axis and y-axis, and we are applying here the scrolling. to that property or else to the top of the page. And let me add here also a to-do, which is I have to unsubscribe. So, that was it. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and do not forget to subscribe and click the ring bell. See you in the next video.